So now, before we are going to see what is bind to terminologies used in custom component, let us first we will understand what are the type of the planes available. So we have 5 types of the plane available in Tekla structure: boundary plane, outline, component plane, center plane, and cut plane, right? So these are the 5 types of the planes are available in Tekla structure. Let me explain you what are these 5 types of the planes available in Tekla structure, so that you can have the pretty much enough foundational skills of what are the type of the plane available in Tekla structures by creating the custom component. So let us say we will have uh, one component here, right? One part here. This is, let's say this is my one part. Okay. Then after, let us say this is my one plate. Let's say this is my one plate, right? This is my one plate. So what is happening? Let's say this is my one handle and this is my another handle, right? There are two handles. So let us say I want to bind these two element, right, by using the boundary plane. So what I can do, let's say I can assign one boundary plane at here. Okay, so this is my boundary plane, and this boundary plane can help me to attach or bind to this component with this plate, right? So that one will be help me to bind to this component with this plate with this boundary plane. So this is the important of the boundary plane. So what can be a boundary plane in this example? So boundary plane can be of this is the boundary plane horizontal. Another boundary plane can be found along this periphery. Along the boundary plane can be found along this top line, and last boundary plane can be found like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the 4 can be of boundary plane. Boundary plane is nothing but outer border of the main component part. That one can be of boundary plane. So this is the boundary plane, this is the boundary plane, this one is also boundary plane, and last this one is also boundary plane. So what should be the advantage of this boundary plane? Let's say in future, let's say this width of the part is going to be changed, right? It can be of increase or decrease. So accordingly that this boundary plane will be also shift either to the left or either to the right. Okay. Similarly, if this thickness is going to be increase or decrease, similarly this boundary plane can also be shift either to the top or either to the bottom. Similarly, this boundary plane can be also shift, and this top one boundary can be also shift. So outer part of the box shape can be of boundary plane. So these are the outer part can be of boundary plane. And you are bind to, okay, so you are bind to something to this boundary plane, so that can be of a boundary plane, and you are binding something to this boundary plane. So bind to can be used in all of this plane, right? So first plane is boundary plane. So boundary plane is nothing but outer box, right? So anything attaching to the surface is called as a binding. Now next we will see what is the outline plane. So let's say for example, if you have one beam, right? This is my one beam. So in case of boundary plane, what we are doing? We are creating the outer box. In case of boundary plane, we are creating the outer box, and these four outer lines are called as a boundary plane. These four outer lines are called as a boundary plane. So if there is a change anything along this height or depth of this beam, then after this boundary plane and this boundary plane will be adjust automatically. Similarly, if there is a change in this width of this beam, breadth of this beam, then after this boundary plane and this boundary plane can be adjust automatically. So now what is outline? Outline is nothing but this is the outline, right? This is the outline and this is the outline. These three can be used as an outline. Obviously, this is can be also used as an outline, but I will not recommended you to use this face as an outline, because our logical order is what? First you have to go for the boundary line. If it is not suitable to the boundary line, then you have to go for the outline. Let's say for example in this case this face is not suitable to the boundary line, so I will go for the outline. This face I will be go for the outline. This face I will be go for the outline. So anything if I want to attach to this face, I can go to the outline. Anything to if I want to attach to this face, I can go to the outline. Anything if I want to attach to this face, I can go to the outline. But if I want to attach anything to this face, my first priority of choice will be boundary plane rather than outline, and this is the sequence that you have to follow along most of the time. Okay, always you have to follow. Obviously this one can be also your outline, this can be also outline, but we will follow only those outline which are not satisfied into the boundary plane. So in this case we can see these three, and these three can be of outline, and remaining face we can consider as a boundary plane.